Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. We are back with Lights Out League Racing, and it's the opening race of season 29. And we've got something new in store for you. Those that watched the first race preceding this one, you'll see that we've got two divisions underway, and we're now doing, it's the turn of Division 2. And if they put up a spectacle like we had from Division 1, then we're in for a fantastic race. A little bit of something different. We've got sunshine in qualifying where the rain came out for the previous one. So should be a little bit more straightforward for the guys on track. Same as the first division, Division 2 is split up into two mini divisions where one driver from each team are racing in a separate division. So we do have the professional division and the challenger division. And Sygate here, who's leading us round for the first run of qualifying, who's been with us for many seasons now. A fantastic lad to have in the community. I say it every week whenever we go on him. You don't hear a peep from him. No moaning, just loves to race. And we love to watch him race. And let's do him the honour of watching him do a lap around Montreal, the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, as he does a run down to the centre S of turn 1 and 2, where you want to hug the apex, especially on turn 2, and then go wide to open up your exit. Blinds right hand of turn 3, where very easy to invalidate, and they go close to the wall on the exit turn 4. Very reserved driving for that from Sygate as we go to the second chicane of turn 6 and 7, where you want to hug the apex of turn 6 to make a wide exit on 7. Come under the bridge to turn 8, where it's again it can be a blind corner. Very easy to cut the corner a bit too much. So we go under another bridge, turn to the famous hairpin 180 degree full lock down to second gear, where we still see a lot of drivers lock up. Good rotation from Sygate. We'll get a little bit of a slipstream from the car ahead as he's maximising that as much as possible. And touch on the final couple of corners. The Wall of Champions, born from York, Quebec. Means welcome to Quebec, and Sygate will get the first lap on the board as he goes 1:11.7. I have a feeling we're going to get into maybe mid to low 110s, maybe even a 109 if the drivers nail it. Katami's 1:10.3 for him, so his teammate comes straight behind. And validation from Kessler on his debut as Project Ty rejoins us for this season with 11.9. Briddy, his teammate, so we see a little bit of slipstream in play, goes up to P3. Benja, the one half of Team Egg, going P2 for now, as Wesker hasn't had a good lap, just a banker lap to get a time on the board, goes P6. Giza below McLaren, P6, 1:18.9, so again a banker lap for him, as both of these are RBs following on these are RB form from last season. Goes P1 and P4, and Benja, there's too many now. Josh goes P5 in the Mercedes 1:10.5. Benji boy goes up to P2 in the other Mercedes, but it's the Visa Carb Benedict 1:09.7, so good 3/10 on Benji. I think there's a bit more time to be found from 1 or 2. As we see Terry's in the Williams go P6, one of the potential favourites for the professional championship. But all to play for. He's Chesbo in the second. He's Kick Sauber. He's invalidated his first run. Everyone just getting an early banker lap in. As we'll jump on with Mr. Lennon in the Aston. Good to see the green. We didn't see it in the first race. Just checking if I've got any. I need plenty of neck lube, and I haven't got any. I'm not very prepared. Fastest first sector from Lennon. I've got one mouthful. That's going to have to do me. Again, another contender for the championship. Oh, loses back end slightly out of turn 9. Would have lost him a couple of tenths. As he navigates the hairpin. Maximises as much track as possible. There's his teammate Podolski, currently P10. And keep it within the white lines for the final. Almost drives on the grass. Or cross the line. A decent time. P8 for now, 1:10.7. So he did lose a bit of time. There's time to gain for the Aston Martin driver. See his chest bowls on another lap. He's validated again, so we'll have to go in their pits and do another run. And let's introduce you to the teams then. Excuse me. So Benedict, who's currently on provisional pole, only one in the 109s. So has some fantastic couple of performances last season. Got himself a pole, got himself a podium. It's also very Mr. Saturday and make a bit of a mess up on the actual race itself, so let's see if he can make it be quite consistent this season. And he's joined by Red Devil, currently in P6 on his league debut. It'll be interesting to see how he performs. I've seen him, I saw a bit of footage from the pre-season race, and I'm sure he'll be up there fighting, and he'll be representing the Visa Carbs in the Challenger tier. Next up, so we got the Mercedes, Benji boy, and I've actually realised we had 3 Bens that confuse him. We got 4. One of them isn't here, Bench, but we've got Benji in the Mercedes, and he'll be eyeing up some decent performances this season. Some very consistent races. Been with us with a couple of seasons in and out reserve, but full time for this campaign. And it'll be interesting to see what he can do. And he's joined by Josh again. Some brilliant performances. Invalidated this run. Constantly within the top 10. I think his highest finish last season was P5, so no slouch. And there'll be, I think it's going to be a close run for both the divisions and all the championships. I think for the Challenger Championship it's going to be exceedingly close. So we'll jump on to the Haas Academies, a controversial driver. And he'll be one who'll be looking to eye a championship. Got himself 1 or 2 podiums in his time, and he's been part of this Discord since season 1 and ever present. And it's what you want from drivers is a level of loyalty, consistency, and you can't say that about Academy. You can say that about Academies to a T. And be interesting how he performs and races with 1 or 2 other drivers as he starts another lap. His teammate Cygate, and we watched his first run out, currently P10, so I think he'll be reasonably happy with that. Top 10 to hopefully he'll complete the races. We had quite a few DNFs from him last season, but I think he's got a few more drivers around him that he can compete with, so that'll make it a little bit more exciting for the Haas driver. And he'll be eyeing some potential Challenger podiums, if not a Division 2 podium. Why not? You go Stargate. So the lone driver of Team Egg, Benja, validated this run, currently on P4. Got himself a podium in the sprint in Miami last season, and always got so close. 1 or 2 little errors, but around the middle pack, he'll be eyeing up a higher order up the grid this season. And we're missing Magel, so with them across the season we're bound to get some egg puns. with all the bends and the... Oh, what's going on? Oh my God. Oh, he's going to damage himself. So yeah, let's see how he can go on. Wesker, he'll be one of the favourites. Currently not doing a great lap. Maybe doing a warm-up lap and then the actual lap. Currently running P5 and he's one of the favourites for the professional championship. And it'd be good to see him some great battles with the likes of Terry's and Lennon. And Benedict, of course. And he's joined by Chessbull, the only one yet to set a time. Just needs to keep it within the white lines. It's not a great... Well, it was a previous lap, so this driver gets out of the way. Mercedes. Benedict extends his pole to 109.6. It's just setting that early marker down. I don't think it's going to be all his own way. Oh, and he's out of there. Losing out of turn 9, pushing hard, and that means he will be starting from the rear. So that's your Sauber team anyway. Williams, the lone Williams driver this week. At the moment, I think John will be joining us, but Terry's, we wouldn't have the 2 divisions without him. Big credit to a fantastic admin member and moderator of the Discord. Has put all the work in on recruitment and organising people into divisions. And such a great lad. And we'll be interesting to see what he can do. He'll be eyeing up that championship. At the moment he's struggling in P7, and his teammate John hopefully will be joining us very soon. I will send another invite to him, but I don't know if he'll be able to join in time. Still on his way home. Lennon, P8 currently, has invalidated this run. Let's see if he's got enough. He's hit the wall as well, so he won't be able to do it this time round. Back in, back out. Again, he's joined the moderator team along with Jack Daniels, part of the stewardship, and they are some great experienced heads to have in the steward's room. Keep things in order. And he'll be... I'll say with everyone, they're all going to be eyeing podiums, they're all going to be eyeing championships, and I think it's going to be a mixed up mix of podiums throughout the season as drivers favour one track to another. And as we found in race 1, penalties will play the part, and they're playing the part in quali where drivers are struggling. As Podolski's teammates in the pits, taking on a full-time seat this season, been a reserve for the last couple. And it'll be interesting to see how he performs as the season unfolds. And he's representing Aston in the Challenger Series. Jack's rooting on Terry's. He needs all the support he can get. And he's rooting for Project Ty, who's in the Alpine alongside Brady. Project Ty was with us a couple of seasons ago, 2-3 seasons ago, and has jumped in a full-time seat in the Challenger tier. And is he getting held up by the Red Bull ahead? Needs to get out of the way of a driver on a hot lap, unless he's on a hot lap himself. I think Project's pulled out, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. No blazing, no blazing. We're not stoners. Well, some of us are. And Brady, the professional division, in his Alpine car, split from his compatriots, but should find more joy in this format. It'll be interesting how get involved. Had some decent qualifying sessions, but trying to get that relayed into the race has been a problem, and hopefully he can do it this season. And I'm sure, like many others, there's tracks that he loves and tracks that he dislikes, and will struggle on this one. Then we got the Red Bull, the team, both drivers that are representing this week, both new to the league, their league debut. Kessler in the Challenger division, Currently P15, finding his feet. And that'd be a good season for him to work on his pace, work on and get some practice in. And we've got Nigel or Downey. I wonder if he is a Downey. No disrespect, but it'd be funny. He's reserving in the Red Bull this week for bench warmer, who's unfortunately missing. But it'll be interesting to see what he can do. Yet to set a semi-decent time in, so we've got just under 2 minutes to go. I'll just ping John an invite before the last laps come in. Can anyone challenge Benedict? Anyone but Chess Bowl will be setting the final time. Let's see who's ahead. On a lap, I think it's Podolski then, who's down currently on his time, is he? Yeah, he's not going to improve. Has he got enough fuel to do another lap? He won't have enough time to go in the pits again. Terry's invalidated. Red Devil's invalidated. They're struggling. Wesker's around the final couple of corners. He's not improving, so he's going to have to go again. Benedict's invalidated. Guy on provisional pole. He's not going to improve on this lap. Katames has hit the wall, so he's not going to improve. He's lost his wing as well. What a knob. So I'll keep an eye on Josh, who's not going to improve on his time, so he's messed up somewhere. Has he got enough fuel in his car to do another lap? He's going round again, so you'd suspect so. And we've got John in. Sort your setup, John. Sort your setup and just pull your car out. We've got closer to the line. Who's that? Invalidated, it's Benedict. Haas getting out of the way. He's still catching his cars. We keep an eye on Wesker then. He's going to cross the line. His time's looking reasonably good. Can he improve on P4? He's up to P3, 1:10.2. So got himself onto the second row. Sygate crosses the line up to P8 for the Haas. Project Ty will stay P14. If it's chucks you in a random car, then if you go on you should be on spectator mode if you choose your car off there. But if it chucks you in a random, no, you need to choose your car, otherwise you won't be in it. Benji Boy gets himself on pole, 1:09.4, 2 tenths ahead of Benedict, who screwed up his final run. Terry's Reds cross the line up to P4 for the Williams, 1:10.3. I think he had a bit more time in this car, but hasn't found it. Briddy's invalidated, so Kizagi's the last one to cross the line. And he's not going to improve, he's messed up. If you go into spectator menu and you can choose your car off there. John. Benedict reckons he's got a skill issue. And he's been picked, and Benji gets the first pole of the season. And I think he'll be absolutely chuffed with that. I think it was discussed beforehand that he had a bit of pace, but you've got to nail it in quali, and he's done so. Mercedes driver on pole, 1:09.4. Benedict joins him on the front row. Wesker and Terry's on 3 and 4. Katames P5 with Benja P6. T-Meg. Red Devil P7 on his debut. Good showing for him. Sygate P8. He'll be thrilled. Lennon P9 and Josh round off the top 10. 11 for Kiza. Briddy P12. Podolski and Project Ty on row 7 with Kessler and ND behind. And Chess Bowl, the only one not to set a time. Hopefully John will get into the race. So make sure nobody presses ready up for the race. Terry's will do so as we're giving a couple of minutes. A little bit overcast. Will we have any rain coming? That would be quite interesting. Drivers will be sorting out their setups, their race strategies. It's a low downforce track, so you want to maximise the speeds on the straights. Oh, great. Good to have you on board then. Great, Bill. Yeah, drivers will be sorting out the fast flowing chicanes, apart from the hairpin, which is the slowest part of the track, but you want to maximise those straights, especially with the slipstream not being as effective as I mentioned in the first race. It's important that you've got the right setup, and it's how the drivers manage their ERS. I'm going to quickly grab a quick drink. Oh, I need neck lube, 1 second. And I'm back in. It was a quick run, just like the girls do on their cum run. Dripping everywhere. I'm such a driver's favourite here. Just of how the track is. It is difficult, but there's so many memories from this track over the years. If you think like 2007, Hamilton got his first win. And that massive crash from Robert Kubica, if anyone remembers that. It was a very horrible crash. But then the following year, he got his only win at the same track in Canada. And I don't think I don't think any driver or any fan would have begrudged him for that. And then I think it was 2011. Jenson Button described it as his best race ever, where he started last, caught up to Vettel, caused him to have a mistake and ended up winning in that famous season. As Benji will be leading us round. It's looking quite overcast. Will we see any rain come? Always adds spice into the mix. And let's have a look at everyone's setups. Ooh, interesting. So are we expecting any rain? Katami's looking to have a good launch off the start with only drive going on softs, but they will rip apart very, very quickly. And then it's a mixture, most going for the mediums to start with. We saw that it was potentially a two-stop strategy in the race, but then we did have rain come for the Division 1 boys. Everyone else starting on the hards, most notably Benji and Terry's near the front. I'm going for the alternate strategy. Are they expecting rain to come a bit later? It is looking overcast, so I'd love to see it come. Benji leads us round the hairpin. 4.3 kilometre clockwise circuit, 14 corners, 6 to the left and 8 to the right, with 3 DRS zones. There's 83% chance of a safety car and 50% chance of VSC. We saw one of each in the last race. Drivers won't be doing any more pit stops than they need to. 18.4 seconds lost. That's Benji. And Benedict will start on the front row, with Wesker and Terry's behind. To the professional championship favourites, I'd have to say. A lot of these up the front are Red Devil, great qualifying performance, the leader in the Challenger division. Sygate right on his gearbox. Driver's just slotting in. Kessler expects a better performance than he did in qualifying. Messed his lap up, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes through the race. Keep it clean, lads. It's a tight turn 1 and 2. As everyone just gets into their final grid slot. And for the first time in Division 2 this season, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cheering for Terry's from Callum. It's lights out, away we go. And it's a good start from the Mercedes. Wesker gets a really good launch and looking to capitalise and get ahead of the carb. Who's that's run deep? It looked like Sygate. He's lost the position, and Benedict has spun round. And for the one that said he needs to keep it clean, he's now at the back. It's a last to first challenge for the Visa carb. He's lost a wing, so he's going to have to pit. And big loss there for Kieser, who's had a really poor start as well. Big gains from Podolski up to P10 with Aston. Benji is in the lead of the race. Katamis has gained 2 position. Nightmare for Benedict, yeah, I agree. Lennon up to P6. Red Devil up to P5. Yeah, if the safety car comes out, he'll be right back in the mix. So, all's not lost, it's just the first lap. We say it with everybody. So some good gains from quite a few. Lennon and Benji side by side, coming out the hairpin. Benji just staying ahead for now. DRS will be activated on the next lap. As the Williams of Terry's trying to take a look around Katamis. Katamis, we know, can defend very hard. And Katamis, well, I think Terry's will want to try and get past Katamis as quick as possible. And won't want to get detached from the front too. He's absolute lunatic. They're going to wear really quickly. And unless the rain's going to come in like the next couple of laps, it's I don't know. He always plays the alternate race, though, doesn't he? Like, you know, it's his strategy. As long as he's not endangering other drivers. As long as he's not going to. I said he defends quite hard sometimes, and needs to learn to pick his battles. Know when a position's lost and when he can gain it back in another time. Whoa! At the front 2, side by side. A little loss of traction from Benji. I don't know whether there's a slight collision because Benji's back into P1 and Wesker let him go. As Briddy and Andy both having a bit of a mare at the back. Bit of damage there from the Alpine. John getting past Kessler with the aid of DRS. Up to P14 for John. Good showing from a Williams driver from the back of the grid. Oh, and there's a collision there for the Red Bull. It was Kessler hit the wall of champions. And Terry's got through on Katamis. Brilliant overtaker, slightly missed. I think Callum watched it though. And up to P3 for the Williams, and has closed the gap on as Katamis is losing positions. He's dropping like a horse pants. And those tyres are wearing thin quickly, especially if you use them in qualifying. There's loss out to Red Devil and Benja trying to make a move on the outside. Probably an opportunist move from Benja. Lennon side by side with Katamis down to the hairpin. John and Kessler just fighting at the back. John losing a couple of places with Benedict. He's got his way up to P13. Lennon's now ahead as the wheels have locked. Both on the grass. As it's a big cluster of cars behind after they slowed. Sygate getting past his teammate. Up to P8. Katamis losing another position, so he'll be off his softs very soon. But it's going to be carnage around the wall of champions. Who's on the inside? The Alpine of Project Ty. They all made it through safe though, as Katamis losing another position down to P12, and he's going to have to pit very soon. Chessbowl worked his way up. John ahead of Kessler, who got damage. Both got damage actually. As John goes deep, couldn't brake in time. Lets Kessler through. Good driving there for John. They are ruined after 2 laps. Who's that? I think that's just the car going off with John. Off with Josh. Who's dropping? Kessler side by side with the Alpine of Project. Project staying ahead though. P10 for the Alpine. One of a couple performing better than their professional teammate as such. And then found himself up to P6 ahead of Sygate. Good drive here from Lennon. Going to good 4 or 5 places on the first couple of laps. Benji still in the lead of the race. Terry's has joined that lead for the race win and detached from the drivers behind. Red Devil's got a bit of breathing space, but up to P4. Track limits from Keys already, and he's battling with NDCA, who lets him go. Maybe a slight collision between the two. The last race I watched with Keyser, he had many penalties. Katami's the lead of this mini train up to P10. I think someone might have hit the wall going around the wall of champions. I think it might have been Podolski. Driver settled. Train here behind Benja. Josh just at the slight rear of it. No one close enough to make a move yet. It's a difficult track to overtake, especially with the slipstream limits. But DRS should help. And at the moment, Benji showing some good early pace. Wesker want to capitalise on these medium tyres on this first stint. A little slight loss of traction, which will give Terry's a sniff. I don't think they're close enough yet to make a move. Wesker going on a slight defensive. Chest bowl ahead of the Mercedes of Josh, who goes wide on the track. Lennon's got himself ahead of Benja up to P5. Still 4 seconds behind Red Devil. We've got a yellow flag, and it looks like Brady just struggling to turn his car around. He's gone off coming out of turn 7. Damaged his wing. And he's very detached. He's already pit once. He's just struggling in this race so far. The Keys has had to pit as well. We'll come to him later on in the race as he's closing the gap on John. And John's battle with Kessler. Some good camera views on this game, you know. I like the helicopter views. Benedict trying to work his way up the order. Still got that damaged wing. Oh, went a little bit deep there, Benedict. I think he got it turned in enough and collided the side of Project. And Brady's retired in the pits and called it a day. Alpine boy just not enjoying himself. If I was Benedict, I'd probably give that position back. Force Project off the track by going running a little deep. Oh, it's Wesker and Terry's at turn 1. Terry's got himself ahead. Italian hand gesture for Josh, speeding in the pit lane. Hey, what are you doing? And we finally see 1 or 2 pitting. Those on the mediums pitting a little bit earlier than expected. Definitely Katami's needed to go in. He's losing ground on those soft tyres. Who's Dimitri? Who are you? Got a Raider supporting Kessler and the Red Bull. Yeah, he is a dipshit. Who's Pipelli? Who are you? Tell me who you are. Yeah, it was a weird strategy. Might come to him later on, but he was definitely losing loads of ground. Terry's his battle with Wesker has just dropped him out of DRS from Benji, and can Benji pull away? I think Terry's is gaining ground and pulling Wesker with him, and that has brought Red Devil in play as well, just minding his own business, but I can see the battle ahead. Lennon's just on his own race for now. He's got his head down and try and close the gap on Red Devil. Everyone just broken apart. Is Kessler and John still having their battle? John's got himself up to P10 ahead of Kessler. He's very reserved. Run around the wall of champion chicane as Project High's coming in off the mediums. Ah, hi. It's rather confusing when everyone has. You've got like 3 different names. You've got a different name in chat in the Discord too. But good. How did you enjoy your first race of the season? Good to see you on track, my friend. And Red Devil has joined the battle for the race lead with Wesker and Terry's. At the moment, it's a good start for the Kick Sauber and Visa Carb team. Benedict working his way back up the grid from the back. Quite impressive. I know a lot of drivers have made a pit stop. As Wesker getting off those mediums on a different strategy to the drivers around him, which promotes Red Devil up to P3. Well, we see Benja Chessbowl going through. Benedict's got that damaged wing, so very impressive as well from him with that damaged wing. Got himself up the order. Another penalty there for John. Everyone just settled a bit now after their first few laps. Podolski setting the provisional fastest lap as Chessbowl getting past Benja. He looked like he'd struggled coming out of turn 4. And John Chessbowl had a better line. Kick Sauber up to P5 from the back of the grid as well. Again, quite impressive from him. Just losing a bit of traction, which would bring Benja back in play. You reckon Terry's with the overcut? We saw that the undercut with Adam in the first race was quite strong, so I think Wesker, although he's on a different strategy, might come into his play in his hands. Benja just not close enough to make a move as yet, as Wesker on those fresh tyres up to P7 past Benedict, who's decided to pit now, and with Benja as well ahead of him, so both just struggling now on these mediums. Will we see a wing change from Benedict? Take the loss now, we do. So, bit of extra time, extra 5 seconds or so onto his pit stop time. I wouldn't be surprised we see Chessbowl pit, which won't hold up Wesker too much then. And it is a 2-stopper from many of the drivers. As Catanese dispatching Kessler. Kessler's losing a couple of positions. Red Bull struggling. I think he's hit the wall. Oh, look at that lunge from Josh. Don't think Benja would be too happy with that. And he's given the positions back. I think he outbroke himself trying to get past Kessler. Catanese gets past John up to P9. I think trying to get past Kessler and completely outbraked himself. So good sportsmanship there from Josh. As Kessler is losing positions. Oh, what's going on with Benja there? Gives him a little elbow. Lots of carbon fibre flying off. As Wesker does get past Chessbowl, who's in the pits. Project Ty getting past Kessler as well. All these drivers around on those fresher tyres. As we see John pit now. Early pit stop on the hards for John, I think, unless he's got damage. He's having a wing change, yeah, so damage there for John. Good battle here between Chessbowl and Keyser. Chessbowl on the new fresh tyres. Getting past Keyser. Early doors. P8 for the Sauber. Had a few reserve seats last season, but has taken the full-time spot, the Sauber driver, and is looking to make an early move on Catanese as Benedict doesn't get stuck too much behind Kessler, who runs a little bit deep on turn 8. Managed to keep it just on the track. He's lost a couple of seconds already to Benedict, who's on the charge. P14 for the Visa Carb. Haas boys in situ. Sygate, the lead Haas driver. We're running in P6. And we'll be eyeing. He's just fallen away from the drivers ahead of him, but he'll be looking in his rear view mirrors. Seeing Catanese and Chessbowl closing in. Only ones yet to pit now are... Oh, Lennon. just about to sing your praises. As Podolski. Oh, Conquiza doing the switchback as Podolski went deep on turn 6. And back up to P9 for the McLaren, defending turn 8. Project Tie, side by side, just left enough room by Josh, who just clips the wall. A good overtake from the Alpine, as we see Terry's and Benji both pitting. Red Devil carrying on. Lennon goes through as well. Wesker up to P3. And potentially the net lead of the race. Chessbowl managed to get past Katamise, which is no easy feat as Katamise drifts around the wall of champions. I tried my best to catch as much as possible. It just meant your screen. It wasn't, but like Terry said in chat, just try and finish the race because you get points nonetheless. And there's a long way to go in the season. Podolski defending from Benja and Kiesa behind. Benja up to P10. Kiesa losing a couple of positions. Project right behind, gets himself a track limits, pushing on this battle. He's got Benedict on his gearbox. It's going to be a hard train to navigate. Wesker's caught up to Lennon and P2. Lennon yet to pit on a different strategy to Wesker. No worries, mate. Glad you're back with us, like I said. And you'll have some wins and podiums, I no doubt. Oh, a little deep there from Project Tie. And switch back from Benedict. As Red Devil now pits, as Benji goes through, Terry's goes through. And Lennon is now the race leader in Canada. And it's music to his ears. And the longer Wesker's stuck behind him, the more that Benji Terry's will close in. Red Devils come out on the mediums. So I think Wesker and Benji have gone for the double hard strategy. Very interesting. And a great overtake there from Wesker. Lennon saw him come in. And I won't want to get stuck behind Lennon on his old hards too long. Lennon will have DRS, of course. Benji closing in while these two battle. And further back we got the battle here for P9. Benji up ahead of Podolski. Podolski trying to fight back down to the hairpin. Great battle here between the four cars. Project Tie just dropped back a little bit. He's got Josh behind him. I think Podolski got a better launch off the hairpin and will look to make the overtake with DRS. Should be easy enough on the inside of turn 13. Penalty there for Cygate, currently running in P6. Brilliant performance from the Haas driver. And Podolski, easy enough up to P9. Benja will be under threat from Kiesa behind him. Manages to keep P10. Benedict not finding it easy to get past these midfielders. Benji going past Lennon as well, up to P2 as Benedict on the inside of turn 3. Brilliant overtake from Benedict. Very brave. Kiesa left him plenty of room and he's offline. He's under threat as Project Tie goes through. We've got a yellow fly and a chest ball. It's crashed coming out of turn 7 and it's a safety car. And that, we got some end plate flying off behind. But we're going to see potentially a lot of people pit. Must be a good for Lennon. He'll be saving a lot of time. And he does pit. Wesker pits as well ahead of him. They're both capitalising on the safety car, which promotes Terry's up to P2. Exactly, spicy. Not one spice, but 5 spice. Oh, John. Katami's going on through Cygate. Very slow entry from Cygate into the pits. But making use of this safety car. Podolski and Project going in. Italian hand gesture for Josh. The John and Josh show It's getting all the wrong. It's making me so frustrating because they're easy things that you just don't get. Keys has gone in as well. What's going on here with Joshua to get another penalty beforehand? Oh, he did speed in the pit lane twice, has he? Oh my Christ. Gets a new wing as well, so not too much lost. We've got one DNF, one retirement. I don't know what happened with Chess Bowl. He's having a type in the chat now. I hope it wasn't a collision. If it was, then we'll probably see something in the stewards. But Chess Bowl is out and was running so well as well. So Benji leads us around and will lead us under the safety car restart. And look at the different strategies here. And this has promoted Lennon up to P5. And I think he'll be absolutely chuffed. He's ahead of Katamis, who's on 9-lap-old hard tyres. Quite interesting. Kessler hasn't pit. Maybe it's the reason Cygate was so slow in the pits is he had a bit of a collision with Chespo by the looks of it. It'd be interesting to see their POVs if they do send something to the stewards. Yeah, Kessler hasn't pit. So he'll be on really old, hard tyres. And potentially looking at doing a one-stop, but now... yeah, probably I would have pit. Katami's pitting on some fresh medium. Cygate as well. Come out on some fresh... He's just pit on... Did he pit? Put them back on the hards. Interesting from Cygate. So looking to go to the end. Josh is going in, get rid of the penalty again. Again, very intelligent call. While the safety car's out, get rid of your penalties. John will have to serve that drive-through. This track throwing up some surprises. And normally does so, especially no more than the Wall of Champions, which is catching one or two drivers out. In the 1999 GP weekend, he caught out the likes of Damon Hill, Jacques Villeneuve, Michael Schumacher. All very top tier drivers, world champions. And if he catches them out, yeah. We'll have a look afterwards, Chess Bowl, and if you want to send it in. If not, then it's your choice if you want to send it to Stuart. It should be the final lap under the safety car, as the last couple of cars join up to the pack. Lap 18, out 35, so halfway through. And this order has brought loads more back into play. I think Benedict will be really happy out of most drivers. P7. He's going to be very... For these ones that have done, like him and Benja, it's going to be very tricky to go to the end on these hard tyres. Good 26 laps or so. No rain yet. It's grey, but it's bright. You can see some shadows on the track, which means there's a bit of sunshine, and the safety car is in. And what we saw from D in the Division 1 race, well, we see a similar strategy here from Benji, who's going to hold the pack up and wait for the safety car to enter the pits, and then it will be no overtaking until the timing line. He went at the chicane. If you go too early, you can be succumbed to this straight. The hards can only do 25 laps apparently. They said they have done a few under the safety car, so that might help. Benji just waiting to the last minute. When will he go? He's going. He's not gone yet. He's not gone yet. He's gone. He's gone. Caught Terry slightly napping, got a better launch out of the final corner. Wesker all over the back of Red Devil. And going to try and get himself up a position. There's no DRS until the next lap, and Katames is absolutely napping. Don't know what Katames was doing. He's fighting with Project Ty. Didn't leave him enough room. Kessler on those really old hard tyres. He's going to struggle and will go drop down the order. He won't be able to defend anything now. He's got Saigate next behind him. He's got another yellow flag. No, it's the safety car. It's the game glitch, isn't it? Always catches me out. Red Devil. Keeping Terry's very honest. Taking a quick look at turn 8. And doing very, very well for the Challenger Championship on the medium tyres. Trying to capitalise on the softer compound on the inside of the hairpin. Terry's defending. Goes deep. Terry's goes deep, and Red Devil side by side on the exit. Terry should have better launch with better tyres at this stage. What's going on there? What are these two doing? The track finished miles away. Damage there for John. And it's a lap down as Red Devil side by side with Terry's on the inside. Red Devil runs deep, makes the overtake. Benji saw him coming. I'm surprised there was not an accident there. Benji stays in the lead of the race. Side by side through turn 3. Terry's goes through. Brilliant overtake on the outside of turn 3 from Terry's. You don't see often overtake on the outside. Unless Devil did gift it in back with the overtake as Josh and Saigate round turn 3. You see Benedict up a place. Terry's and Red Devil at it again. Very racy from the carb driver. DRS. Terry's is under threat at turn 8. Katames going through on Benja. And up for the overtake from Katames. Utilising those medium tyres. And they're at it again for P2. A little bit of wheel banging. Terry's goes a little bit deep, leaving plenty of room. And Wesker takes him up the inside. Ooh, I say. Terry still maintains that P3 for now. And Terry's has to slot in behind Wesker. Very racy start after the safety car. Kizagi's up to P9. Benji looks like he's struggling at the moment. Doesn't look like he's got damage. But he's got older hard tyres. Lennon goes through on Terry's. Terry just needs to resettle himself. As Wesker now into the lead of the race. It looks like a little bit of a collision between Benji and Red Devil. Benedict getting himself a track limit. It's the Haas driver going off. And who's that? It's Benji's lost a wing. And it's let him go past. Oh, that's unfortunate for Benji. Down to P12 now. Katames, our teacher. You've been off the track more than once. I saw you. The game's penalised you, not having that rescinded. So Wesker takes the lead of the race. Lennon up to P2. Terry Red's behind him. Quite a few penalties in the drivers behind. So Terry's and Wesker looking in a good position. Kizagi's all over the back of Katames. Both have DRS's. Katames looking on the inside of the wall. Champion chicane. Project Ty has to bow out of that as Katames goes through. Was the overtake there for Katames? Only the POVs will say. Dolsky getting ahead of Benedict. Italian hand gesture for Benji, and he's retired from the race. Oh, it's unfortunate for Benji. He was doing so well. You might see where a clip go into the stewards. Potentially with Red Devil, I think that was. He was looking very racy. And maybe he's been slightly aggressive. Only stewards room will know for certain. Wesker just dropped Lennon slightly. And he'll try and get back in it. I think he has done on DRS. He's got Terry sniffing his a-hole, his exhaust pipe. Benedict looking to make a move on Podolski. Jackson rooting for Project Ty. He does have a penalty, so he's going to struggle for the podium as Benedict gets himself ahead. As we see Red Devil pit. I think he might have a bit of damage. All those medium tyres are wearing off. He does have wing damage, so I think there was a bit of a collision between him and Benji. He's having to pit. Leaves an extra 5 seconds or so. And many places. Terry's got to head up to P2 now for the Williams driver. And we'll look to close in on Westcott in the lead of the race. I want to look at the penalties. Podolski's in a good position with no penalty, so he should gain quite a few places. He's been overtaken by Podolski. By Benedict, sorry. Red Devil making an early move on Kessler. Kessler needs to pit. He knows he needs to pit, right? This guy's going to get a puncture. Kessler's doing the one stop. Incredible, but it's not the right strategy on this track. By all means, he does know he needs to pit. And there's a penalty there for Podolski. Jinxed him. So it's going to be for position on track now. As we see Katamise and Project I side by side again round the centre S. Okay. Katamise and Project end up off the track, locking wheels. Yeah, Terry should pit. Benja goes through. Italian hand gesture for Kessler, who finally decides to pit. And Callan does say Terry's needs to pit. I think the undercut will be strong, so if I was the likes of someone like a Lennon or a Keys, there's nothing. Keys is up to P4. How did he get up there? Oh, I think he'll be absolutely thrilled. How did he sneak up there? Red Devil exchanging places with Cygate up to P11 for the carb. Cygate on those old halves. He's definitely got to pit soon. Benja. He's in for a good shout, actually. A cheeky undercut would be nice, and I think it's going to be very strong. Benja should, I think he needs to pit, which he does. Don't speed. Good boy. Because he'll gain loads of places without his penalty. So as Project I and Katamise, what are they doing in the pits here? Katamise. What's going on here? He could. It's going to be a tough near the end. Hitman Lennon could go to the end. Keezer could go to the end. It's still another 11 laps, including this one. But it's going to be rough. I think a pit for the mediums. It's looking very grey, though. Is rain coming? There's still a couple of shadows on the track, but it's looking grey. Are we going to expect rain near the end? Everyone just a little bit detached. Podolski behind Josh, who's found himself in P6. A good showing here from the Mercedes driver. And we'll need to bag as many points. Oh, John! John! I can't remember last time he had somebody retire from the... because they've been disqualified from too many penalties. John! John! Bloody hell, John. So Benedict now in the pits, getting off these old hards. Making his final pit stop. It is looking very grey. I'd love it if a bit of rain come later on. Completely mix up the order. And I think that's kind of what Adam capitalised on. He pit earlier for the Italian hand gesture for Cygate. Cygate. He's a madman! He's a madman going on the softs. Yeah, he's a Captain Jack. What have you done with me ship? No worries, mate. Call it a learning curve. It means you're pushing hard. It's a very, very tough one for track limits, and yeah, you just rack them up. And unfortunately, so Benja going on the mediums to the end, and he'll be looking to do an undercut and gain on those penalties. Terry's finally pitting. He's going to go for the undercut. Another penalty there for Giza. As Podolski goes into the pits as well. He doesn't know where he can go any longer on those mediums. There's Red Devil and Benedict going on through. Benedict doing that earlier pit stop, looking to do an undercut. Terry's will come out. I think Red Devil will come slightly ahead. Oh, it's going to be close with Benedict. And Benedict does come out ahead of Benja. Sygate's a madman on those softs. Yeah, the outlap is critical. Katami's getting the provisional fastest lap with a 1:12.4. Maybe something Sygate looking to go for on those soft tyres. All detached here. Wesker's got 6.5 seconds ahead of Lennon. 9 laps to go, including this one. Will we see these front runners pit? Terry's will be a lot quicker. Giza in the podium position in P3. Carrying on for now. And so is Josh. As Lennon does pit and get off these hards, so critical haul call here from Lennon. This could be a shout for a podium position if he plays his cards right. Terry's goes through, Red Devil and Benedict both going through as well. It'll be tight for Lennon, should come out ahead of Benja. Oh, side by side, just behind Benedict. A 3-car battle here for P5. Podolski pitting again. And going on to the hard tyres till the end. Interesting pitting again there for Podolski. Project tie up to P11 now. As it's incredible he's got no penalties. He's not known for this. He could do. Depends if Wesker pits. Wesker's got a good 16, 17 seconds on him. So if Wesker decides he's not pitting, and he could go to the end, Wesker. Benedict switching places with his teammate, hoping to be a bit of a barrier between him and Lennon. Lennon taking a look as Red Devil looks to defend the inside of the Wall of Champions chicane. As Lennon gets a better run out from turn 14, have the inside of turn 1. This will be a brilliant overtake if he can make it stick. I think he's lost an end plate though. And up to P6 for the Aston. Terry's is under 2 seconds now behind Josh. He's gained about 3 seconds on Wesker in the front, so if Wesker wants any shout for a race win, he needs to pit now. I think it's a bit late now. I think he's going to have to go to the end. Foot to the floor for Terry's. He just needs to make sure he does not get any track limits. And he wanted to dispatch these guys ahead of him as quick as possible. As Katami's, as said, gets himself a track limits. Benjo wants to close in the battle here for P5. He'll gain a few positions with no track limits as well. Great performance from the lead driver of Team Egg. Terry's dispatching to Josh just before the final chicane. And he'll have a second dose of DRS as well to pull away and close in on Giza, who is also in for a shout for a podium as well. Considering he does not like this track, he's in for a really decent shout. 3 seconds. I think Wesker might have this, you know. Oh no, Terry's! You absolute clown! No, I don't think he can do 13 seconds. So I think Wesker's got this in the bag. He's got 10 seconds on Giza. And it should be a quite comfortable stroll to the end. Terry's needs to get past Haas's switch places. I think Sygate will be struggling in the final couple of laps. Katami's up to P9 now. He'll be absolutely kicking himself. He's doing so well. And that'll definitely cost him the race win. And with all the penalties, to be fair, like the 10 seconds plus all the penalties, Wesker's got this in the bag. Terry's round the back of Geezer for P2. I think Geezer got a couple more penalties. So Terry's going back. Geezer doesn't fight this too hard. Terry's up to P2. Geezer just want to try and extend his gap between him and Josh behind for this chance for a podium. It'll be interesting to see the podium, the penalties, how they play out. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, that's the only thing he can do is try and close the gap. But again, 10 seconds is a big gap to close with 5 laps, including this one. It'd make it interesting if Wesker gets a penalty. It'll make it a lot more interesting. But at the moment, he's not closing the gap too much. I'm saying that, he's just gained about half a second in the space of a couple of corners. We've got a yellow flag. Podolski's gone off on turn 1. There's a slight collision there with Project Ty. Let's Project Ty go through up to P11 for the Alpine. Kessler still going, doing the one stop. Very interesting strategy. We'll get some decent points for his team. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Katames has lost out turn 9. His teammate goes through. Lennon and Benedict side by side. And Lennon up to staying in P5. Was he behind? He's behind. He's ahead of Benedict now, I think. He is. Lennon's dispatched both the Visa carbs now. Up to P5 for Lennon. And he's right on the gearbox of Josh now. So there's a potential shout for a podium here for Lennon. With the racing that he's showing today. Better exit coming out of turn 7 for Lennon. Up to P4 for the Aston Martin. And a good barrier between him and Benedict. Had a tussle earlier in the race, but has found some brilliant pace. Lennon now. That's Benedict. Getting held up too much by Josh. He's really struggling on those old hards. 9-second gap between the front two. As Project 2 goes through. Project Ty goes through on Katames. Up to P9. I think Katames might have a little bit of damage. It doesn't look like actually. I think it's just span. Well, have a dose of DRS on the Alpine. I think he's close enough to make a move on this straight. Red Devil now been dropped. Those medium tyres wearing thin. He'll be struggling near the end of the race. Josh is struggling. So Benedict and Lennon here battle for P4. And a potential podium. Depends on Keezer's penalties. Lap 33 of 35. Wesker's put on a fine performance. And showed how vital the undercut was. Getting yourself track position. Chose not to pit. Where the likes of Terry's and Lennon did. And has found himself 8-second lead of the race. And it's an actual clean race as well. No track limits for him. And he doesn't need to push hard at all. As he starts the penultimate lap. Terry's has got himself a gap between him and Keezer. So he should be a comfortable P2 for him. Keezer is looking in his rear view mirror. It'd be a great boost for his confidence. Especially on a track that he doesn't really like. To finish so high up the order. But Lennon and Benedict are all over him like a pack of dogs. And with the aid of DRS, Lennon taking a quick look on turn 3. Does not want to force it and make any mistakes. Oh, tried a bit of a switchback. Loses traction on the apex of turn 4. Managed to keep his car going. Should get a better launch out of turn 7. With the aid of DRS, should be able to get past Keezer quite easily. I don't know if Benedict can do so as well. Is it going to be a double overtake? It is. Benedict goes through as well. I think Keezer knows he's on those old hards and is struggling. It's a 3-car battle here with Project Ty in the lead for P10. Katames getting ahead of Podolski. Having a look inside of turn 1. Katames left plenty of room for Project Ty. Tries to switch back. If he makes this move stick, a brilliant overtake from Katames. He's struggling on traction. Oh, he nearly went. He nearly went. And Podolski did well to just back out of that and not try and force an overtake. He does make it move now, and Katames has lost it coming out of the chicane. And yeah, you can see his traction was all over the place, struggling on the mediums. Lennon up to P3 now. We're on the last lap. Oh, struggling out of turn 2. Goes on the immediate defence on to Benedict. He's got a couple of lap fresher tyres than Benedict, but really struggled out of turn 2. Nearly lost his back end. And it was a big feat for Terry's anyway. He's 7 seconds behind, so he's gained a few, but it was just run out of laps. Good attempts, but that penalty, I think, just bolstered his, just halted him a bit. Yellow flag. Is that for Katames again? It's not. It's an Aston Martin. It's Podolski out of the Wall of Champions. And he smashed it and lost his wing. And he gets overtaken by Wesker. Congratulations to Wesker, first win of the season in Division 2 in Canada. Made his hard last. Brilliant work from him. Terry's will come home P2. Now it says this play for P3. Is it going to be Lennon? What's the penalties look like? Benedict will take P3 and jumps Lennon on penalties, but Lennon will be gutted. But to take P4, Keys will come home P5. Josh P6. Benja, no penalties, jumps him up to P6. A good race for the Ferrari driver. Red Devil P7. Josh will come home P8. Dropped many positions on his penalties. Sygate just valiant effort on the softs and it to the end. Should come home in P9. I'd say a penalty for Sygate as well, but come in P9. Project Tie. 1 or 2 tussles will come home in P10. And Kessler, the one stopper, will come home P11. And that's the race for Division 2 done. 1 or 2 little tussles, which I'm sure we'll hear about in the chat. And 1 or 2 things to the stewards. Again, I'm sure. But what a fine race. Canada's always a difficult one. And Wesker showed them how it's done. No penalties at all, and finished with quite a bit of distance. Terry's Red gets the fastest lap. Driver of the day given to Benedict. No, thank you for joining, Jackson. I hope you enjoyed your race. Driver of the day given to Benedict, but of course it's voted for by the drivers in the Discord. So let's say Wesker comes home P1. Terry's gets P2 and the fastest lap, well, the 1:12.1, and Benedict coming home P3. Lennon's coming home P4. He'll be well chuffed with that, and just I'm sure he'll be gutted if he finished P3 on track. Kiza P5 from P11. He'll be, I think, congratulations to him. And only 9 seconds of penalties. Benja P6, Red Devil P7, 8 for Josh, Sygate P9, and P10 for Project Ty. Kessler coming home P11 with the 1 stop. Crazy man. Podolski P12, Katames 13th, ND P14 reserving for us this week. For Benji P15, Chessbowl, Briddy and John all retiring. John actually disqualifying for many penalties. What a couple of races we've had tonight, and what a brilliant race again and show we had in the Div 2. We'll be back next Wednesday for the double division double header, and it will be in Vegas. You'll see the likes of Celine Dion, Tom Jones, the Blue Man Group, and Lights Out League Racing. My name is Alex. Peace out.